Good morning, Flosstube. I'm so happy to be with you today. My name is Jana. My channel is Stitching with Jana, and I'm so happy to be back with you today to give you an update on my stitching. First off, I'll say thank you to all of my new subscribers. I actually made my first milestone. I have over 100 subscribers now, so that's really exciting. And I love reading everyone's comments every week. Thank you to everyone who has such nice comments about my finishes and my videos, and I'm really enjoying getting to know you through YouTube. Thank you to all also for the well wishes. I did have my surgery last week, and I'm doing really well. Much easier recovery than the first time. So thank you to everyone. I'm walking really well. I do have to wear a boot if I go outside, but otherwise I'm doing pretty well. So thank you for all of your well wishes. So I did have my first question on my last video, and I showed my hip hop little pillow. This is part of the Chalkful series from Hands On Design, and Priscilla Blaine designed the patterns here. So each chart comes with a small and then a large. So this is the small, and I turned all of my smalls into pillows. So this is all of my pillows except my Christmas. My Christmas one is packed away. I couldn't put my hands on it yesterday. So I love how all of these turned out. Let me hold them up individually and I'll show them throughout the different seasons. But once again, this is Hip Hop. This is Bloom. So cute. Oh, I love this Liberty. That's one of my favorites. And then we have Boo and Harvest. Yeah, so that's 5 of them. Like I said, the 6th one is put away with my Christmas. I'll get that out eventually and take a picture of all 6 together. But the question was, how did I turn this into a pillow? And I also used ribbon on it. So another start and finish that I have had since I saw you last is this one. So I'm going to show you how I did it on this one. So this is Welcome Spring. Let me put it here where you can see it. So cute. This is by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And they are fairly new to designing cross stitch patterns, but I really like their patterns because they are very easy and small, so you can do them pretty quickly. I want to buy all of them. This is the only one that I've bought so far because I thought it was so cute. I love the little chicks and the butterflies, and they turned theirs into a pillow on the cover of the pattern, and so I decided to do the same thing. I used my Lori Holt, just some fabric I had that I thought looked good. So when I'm turning a cross stitch into a pillow, so this is an example of just a finished piece that I still need to fully finish. So the hardest part really is cutting it down from this point and trying to get it straight. So I do use my quilting rulers, and then I just kind of eyeball and measure to cut it down until I'm happy with how much is left. I usually leave like 1.5 inches around each side, but if you want to make it closer or further away, you could. That's just kind of what I like. So after you cut this piece down, just your edges, then you're ready to add your fabric. So I cut my fabric, these are 2.5 inch strips. And so then all you do is your cross stitch it acts just like another piece of fabric. So you just lay your strip on, so fold it up, and you want to do the 2 corners first, just like you would in regular sewing. So I did my 2 corners first, and then I did my 2 long pieces. And I will say that I also do quilt and sew. So you do need to have some basic sewing skills to be able to do this, but it is really simple to turn it into a pillow. It is one of the easiest things that you can sew. So here it is at this point. There's the back. Now, for all of these little pillows, I love to add the ribbon. So at this point is when you would add the ribbon. So I just use, this is all ribbon that I had gotten from Hobby Lobby that I used in scrapbooking also. You can use any ribbon that you want. This one I love to use. It's just so pretty on the pieces. So if I was going to use this piece of ribbon on this, which on this one I decided I'm not going to use any ribbon, but at this point I would just lay my ribbon all the way across my piece. And then, let me hold it up here. So at this point I would just get it really straight. You can use pins if you want to. On this one it would be really long, so I would use pins to hold it straight. But at that point I would just stitch a straight stitch all the way across my ribbon. So that's what I did on these. And you can't see the stitch because it blends in with the ribbon. So once you have your ribbon attached, once you have it stitched on, then you're just ready to add your backing. So that's really all you have to do to add the ribbon. So here's my piece for my backing. It's the same size as my front. And then you just sew them together, right sides together. So I would just make a little sandwich and sew both pieces together. And I always leave a little hole at the bottom that then I just kind of whip stitch shut. I'm not very good at that. I don't like hand sewing, so but I mean they look pretty good. It blends in enough that you can't really tell, but that's where it is stitched together. I have seen some tutorials, including if you check out the Primrose Cottage Stitches, they have a tutorial on making a pillow. And I've also seen this on Lori Holt's channel. Some people are actually sewing their pillows all the way around, and then they use like a seam ripper and make a hole in the back fabric and stuff their pillow that way, and then they put something over the back, like a piece of felt or fabric or ribbon, and so they just add like a little detail to the back so that they don't have any openings on the edges of their pillows. I haven't tried that yet. I'm kind of scared to rip into my fabric on the back, but I may try that at some point. So I hope that makes sense. There's one more thing I was going to show you that I do on my pillows. So before you sew anything to your finished cross stitch, I use this fusible interfacing. It's really thin. It looks like this. There's one side that's like a little rough and one side that's smoother. And so I just cut enough to make it the same size as my piece, and then I just iron it on. So what this does is it keeps, so you can, I don't know if you can even see it, it blends in, but this is covered with this Pellon on the back. So that keeps the polyfill from going through the little stitches. So it just keeps it clean and nice on the front. And this is the I just use basic polyfill to stuff my pillows. I get it on Amazon. So that is another step that I do add to my pillows, just to make sure that that everything stays nice and flat and I don't have polyfill sticking out of my pillow. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, and hopefully one day I will be brave enough to actually film a tutorial of me actually sewing a pillow together where you could see it. Okay, so now for finishes since I saw you last. So I did finish. Here comes Peter Cottontail. This is another one from Stitching with the Housewives. There's the chart. So here is my finish. It turned out so cute. I did get this frame at Hobby Lobby. You can see it's kind of like a blue check. It had like an Easter or spring design on it, so it was 40% off, so I got it for about $5. And I thought the blue would just look really cute with the bunny. So it does have a place where I can hang it on the wall, but for now I'm just kind of sitting it with all my other finishes. that are out of season now. But it is so cute. Let me hold it up closer so you can see. I did stitch this on 14 count chalkboard Ada, and I used all of the called for colors. I love the little whiskers, they're so cute. And the little chicks. So this piece really is adorable. I'm glad that I got that one finished. Another couple of fully finishes that I have are from Easter Jubilee. So I have done 2 now. Let's see, that one and that one, that one and that one. I want to make all of these, so eventually I will. But here's my first one that I finished. So cute. So I did turn this one into a horizontal pillow going long ways. Normally I don't make a really long pillow, and this one actually turned out a little longer than I thought it would, but it's cute. So it'll look really good when I get all of them together and I can kind of stack them in like stack them in something all beside each other. So here is my stitching. They're so cute. And then I also used ribbon, and then the back is another really cute Lori Holt fabric that I had left over. It's an older fabric, but I thought it just looked really cute with this. So there's that one, and then here is my next one. So on this one, I changed, the flowers were pink, and I'm not really much of like a huge pink person, so I really love purple. So I changed my flowers to purple. I did ribbon again, and then the back I did this yellow check. So you can see they look really cute together. And as I get them all finished, I will display them together. I love the bees on this one. The bees are so cute. So on her book, she really just finishes with ribbon around the edge. I've seen a lot of people doing that. Some people are even just gluing the ribbon down. I've never tried that, but I would like to try that. Something I have learned from making pillows is that it's really hard to, if you don't add fabric to one end and you just have the Ada or the cross stitch fabric, it's really hard to do that whip stitch at the end between the fabric, the back fabric and the Ada. It just kind of starts fraying. So I don't like to make pillows where there's no fabric around them, just for that reason. If I was going to do ribbon around it, then it would probably cover that area up where you had to sew it together. But that's why on this one I just added fabric all the way around. And I added fabric on this one because it's just easier to sew those 2 pieces together, to stitch them together. Because on this one, all I had to do was whip stitch this end. So it's 2 pieces of fabric together versus whip stitching Ada and the backing. It just doesn't, I've tried that before and it's really frustrating, so I hope that makes sense. But anyway, that is why I choose to finish my pillows with the fabric. So I hope that you like those finishes. So now let's talk about whips. I've got a lot of whips. I may have started too many whips. Hopefully I can get some of these finished soon. So let's start with George and Martha. I love this one from Plum Street Samplers. I really like the historical patterns. I think they're really cool. So they are on top of Mount Vernon, which I've never been to in Virginia. I would love to visit there one day. So anyway, this is my start on that one. It's turning out so cute. So there's George and Martha. I am using the called for colors. I did change out the red. The pattern calls for used brick, which is a little more kind of muted and orangish. And I wanted it to be more like bright red, so I did change mine to Cupid. And I really like how that's turning out. This blue is really beautiful. It's called Bejeweled. I've never used that color before, but I really like how it is turning out. So that's my George and Martha start. I have done all of these now through September for the Little House Needleworks, the monthly series. I switch these out every month. I think I showed you my April on the last video. So I did start October. I just need to do October, November, and December. So here's my October start. I'm doing all of mine on this French Country Rain. It's kind of like a blue color or a blue-gray color. So I've done all of those on the same fabric. So that is my start for October. I like to throw these into my whips because they're small, and so I feel like I can accomplish and get them finished. So I do like to have a few small projects going on in the middle of my big projects, just so I can feel more accomplished as that I'm finishing things. Okay, so here is Liberty Lane. I did work on this one again. This is by Country Cottage Needleworks. So here's what I've done since I saw you last. I have pretty much finished, close to finishing these 3 houses. For some reason, this one is taking a really long time. I know it is dense stitching here, but I feel like this fabric is not 14 count. I feel like it's 16 count. It just seems really little and tiny. So I don't know if either I ordered the wrong thing or I got sent the wrong thing, but it does seem really small compared to my 14 count. So I don't know if that's why it's taking me so long or it's just a lot of stitching. So I do love this one. It's just kind of very slow progress. Okay, so, oh, and this is another, this is a project bag that I made out of my art gallery fabric. And this one has vinyl on the top. I love this bag, it's really pretty. So you can see it's lined on the inside, and then I can see all of my floss and my pattern and my chart, and it has a zipper. So this is a really cute, I've made several of these project bags with the vinyl on the front. I really like them because you can easily see what's in your bag. So here's another one that I have done a lot of work on since I saw you last. This is Long May She Wave by Stitching with the Housewives. So last time I didn't have, only had Long and May. So I finished She Wave, and I did started this bottom area here. And then I decided to go to this side because I wasn't feeling like I was making much progress. So I went over here to this side and just picked a color and did everything I could to get all of this finished going this way. So I felt like maybe if I took one color and finished it all the way across as much as I could, and then took another color, that I would make some more progress. So I'm almost finished with the truck. I did switch out, it calls for old blue jeans, which is the blue. And I didn't think it showed up well enough on the black, but honestly it does once it's inside of everything else, all the other colors. So on this bunting here, let's see. On this bunting here, I switched out the blue. You can see on these two, and it really blends in with the rain shower on the truck. So I changed it to that deep sea blue, and I'm gonna go back and redo that and put back in the old blue jeans because I think it will show up better now that I have my truck mostly finished. So this is a huge project. On 14 count especially, it is really big. I think I'm only about halfway done. I still need to do the flag here. There's a lot of details and flowers on the truck. So I'm just gonna keep plugging along at it. I love it, and I can't wait for it to be finished. It's just a lot of stitching. Okay, so here is another whip. This is Grace on Thee by Plum Street Samplers. I love this one. And like I told you last time, I did not realize it was gonna be so huge when I started it, but it is a massive house. I did get a lot more done on the brick. I filled in the windows. I love how that looks. I think that's tin roof. It looks so beautiful. And then I started this like topiary over here on this side. But everything is mirrored on the other side, so there is more, or half of the house here that's not stitched yet, and then all of these topiaries on the other side. So this is it's a very intensive stitch, but it's gonna be so pretty when it's finished. I love that one. Okay, Farmhouse Christmas. So I'm working on the second block. This is Horsing Around, really cute. So I did fill in more of the border since I saw you last. And I did half of the second block. There it is. So I just need to finish the other half. Hopefully I will have that finished the next time I see you. And I did bring down my white border, my brown border. I've got my brown border going all the way across. And I think this is close to being as big as it's gonna be. So yeah, I worked on the border. I still need to add the little red details to the border and finish that second block. So that's my farmhouse Christmas progress. And let's see, Winter Rose Manor. So this is another one that is a large project. Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Gervais. Love it. So I did work on this some. Here is what I've done so far. I added a little more to the fence or the gate here, and then I worked on this bottom border and the Christmas trees. So I do need to keep working my way over, but it is looking really nice. Let's see if I can hold it up better. Yeah, I love the colors and the variegation on this. It's just so beautiful. So that is my progress so far on Winter Rose Manor. So now I thought that I would see if anyone was interested in joining me. I think in my next video I will talk about my mania plans and show you everything that I have ready for mania. But I thought that one of my projects for mania that I would do as a stitch along and see if anybody wants to join me. So I've had this pattern for a while and I haven't started it. It is Little House Needleworks Heart of America. I love it. It's beautiful. I want to have this professionally framed and probably just leave up all year. So I did create the hashtag on Instagram if you follow me there. It is Heart of America Sal Stitch Along. So I'm going to start this on May 1st and incorporate it into my mania. The pattern is already divided into sections, so I thought it would be easy just to kind of do one section every 2 weeks and show my progress on my videos. So I would love for you to join along. Comment, let me know if you want to. I am using the called for floss. The pattern that I bought actually included the floss. Now I don't think that they sell it that way. When I looked yesterday, it is for sale on Fat Quarter Shop. It's $10 and it doesn't have the floss. So if you want to change out the floss, you could use your own colors. But I am using the called for colors, and I'm going to use Vintage Country Mocha. You can see how big my fabric is, so that piece is going to be big. But it's going to be really, really beautiful and fun to stitch. So I'm going to keep it in this project bag that I made. I've seen a lot of people making project bags out of like orphan blocks. I know Christy from Crosshatch Quilts has made a lot of really cute project bags from Lori Holt blocks. And this is just a patriotic block that I had made. And I found a different tutorial that I'd never tried before to turn this into a project bag. And it's not great, or it's not perfect because I had to tear it apart 3 or 4 times. So next time I will try a different tutorial. But I do love how it turned out. I just used all scraps. It has a zipper at the top and it is fully lined on the inside. And it's definitely big enough for a big project. So I will store my Heart of America stitch along in here. So let me know if you like to try new things with quilting or sewing or even cross stitch. Like I said, I'm glad that I tried this tutorial, but I will do a different one next time and try to be more successful with how it turned out. But it is still usable and it's pretty cute. It was a good way to use up my scraps. So I hope that you'll join me on the stitch along. I do have, let me reach them here. I do have a few things that I got for haul. So, of course, once I saw this pattern, I have to do it. It's probably one of the most gorgeous patterns I've ever seen, Flea Market Flowers. This is from It's So Emma by Lori Holt. You can get it at Fat Quarter Shop. So this stitch along I think is starting in June. So I'll probably start this as part of my mania just to get ahead. It is a lot of stitching, but it is something that I will hang in my house. I love it. I'm using the called for DMC. I have all the colors here, and then I already had a piece big enough of this vintage smoky white Ada. It's really beautiful. So I'm just going to use this to stitch on. I love that mottled effect in it. So I think it'll look really pretty on this fabric, and it was something that I already had in my stash. And it looks pretty similar to what they used in the picture because I really like how this looks. So I did get that pattern, and then I don't subscribe to the Stitch Quarterly Club at Fat Quarter Shop because I kind of like to know in advance what it's going to be just so that I will know if I want to stitch it or not. But I did buy, they had some kits left over from this month, and once I saw the pattern, I was so glad they had some kits left. I love this pattern. I want to do it. Let me show you the pattern here. So this is called Fresh Cut, and they actually did a video of turning it into a wall hanging, which I love that idea. I haven't turned any of my cross stitch into wall hangings, but that's something that I want to try. And I love the little hook that they use too. So I just think this is a cool pattern. It would also look good in other colors if you don't like these colors. But the kit came with this really cute canvas bag, which is a great project bag. It came with the pattern and the Cosmo floss. I've used these a long time ago. They're pretty similar to DMC. So I'm okay with that floss. The colors are beautiful. Try that out. And I haven't ever gotten one of these enamel magnet pins that hold your actual pin or your needle. And so you clip it to your cross stitch, and then it's kind of like a needle holder. So this one matches the Fresh Cut. So I love that. Oh, it also came with the fabric. So this is Bisque 14 count Ada from Color and Cotton. It's a really pretty color. I'm excited to try that. Try that fabric. I've never tried the color and cotton kind. So I'll let you know how I like it. And also, I was really excited to try the thread conditioner. This is the new Lori Holt beeswax. It's 100% beeswax thread conditioner. And so the front of it actually has a little bee on it. So I've been using the back, as Kimberly suggested, to keep the front pretty. So the thread conditioner, basically you run your thread through it. You just pull it through it before you start stitching. And I wanted to see if it would help my thread not tangle and knot as much. So far, it still does tangle sometimes and knot sometimes, but it does make your thread really kind of crispy and hard. So you can definitely tell that it's on there. I do like how it looks. You can't really tell a difference on the stitching. It's not like it messes it up or anything. It just makes it a little tighter. So yeah, I'm gonna keep trying that and see if I wanna use it, on a regular basis with my thread. So let me know if any of you have tried a thread conditioner and if you like it, and if you've seen any different results in your cross stitching. So thank you for joining me today. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and like the video, and any comments that you have. I would love to get to know you in the comments, and I really appreciate you joining me today. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.